What's up, you guys? My name is Shunda Jenkins and I am a mindset life coach. And so today I want to talk to you about how to set goals properly. So in the past, maybe you set goals and you never achieved them. And there's a reason why you did not achieve them. It's not because you're lazy. It's because that you probably did not have the right system in place. And so when you do not have the right system in place, a lot of the times you get frustrated and you give up. I myself used to set goals that were very vague, and so whenever I did that, by February, March, or even April, I was giving up on my goals. So one of the goals I used to set every year, I would say, okay, I'm going to exercise. And so for years and years, I would say, I'm going to exercise. So January hit, here I go working out, and by February, sometimes March, and sometimes even April, I will last. But after that, I will let life happen, and then I'll get away from it. And then I go throughout the whole year forgetting about my goals of exercising and getting healthier. And then I'm back to December and saying, oh yeah, in January, I'm going to start up doing this. And so also, let me just put this out there. You do not have to wait to January to start a goal. Let me say it again. You do not have to wait to January to start a goal. And the reason why I say that is that, some people think, oh, it's a new year. It's going to signify change. Change it can be happen at any point in your life. You can decide today, right now, even if you had different habits up to right now, you can decide today that I'm going to change. I'm going to set a new goal, and that you can start working on it right now. You do not have to wait to 2021. But if you do want to wait to 2021, that's okay. Maybe you want to get all your eating habits, your bad eating habits all out of you. Maybe you want to get all that binging on Netflix out of you. Whatever you feel like you need to get out of you, that's fine if you want to wait to January. But I just wanted to throw that out there. You can start a goal in January. You can start a goal in July. You can start a goal in November. It does not matter when. You can start anytime. So part of my purpose series and helping you discover your purpose, I also want you to know how to set your goals properly, because discovering your purpose is important and what you're passionate about is important. And those goals are important, but without a system on how to set the goals properly, you're going to find yourself upset and frustrating and giving up again. So I like to use the SMART system, and you probably heard of it before. The specific, the measurable, the attainable, or achievable, same thing. Are relevant, are realistic, same thing. And then time bound. And so we're going to go through each one of those so you can understand what that means and how does it apply to your goal. So I'm just going to start out with a goal that I used to have. And the goal that I used to have is I wanted to lose weight. I have 3 children, and so though some may think that I didn't have issues with weight or anything, because I've always been tiny, but I always had issues with just my stomach because from having babies, a lot of stretching, gaining weight in that area a lot. So that was really like my problem area. So I would say, every year I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose my stomach. Now, to be honest, you cannot just lose weight in one place. At least I do not know how to do that, but you have to lose weight in all areas, a percentage of weight, because your body has a percentage of body fat. And so when you lose weight, you lose a percentage of that body fat all over your body. So you might lose it on your neck, your face, your hands, your whole body. Wherever there's fat, that's where you're going to lose it, not just that particular area. So me at the time, I did not know, I thought I could just lose it there and that's all. So I would wear these waist trainers. I will only do abs, and I was just really doing horrible. I was eating a salad only, and I'll do that for 30 days, and then I'll eat bad again, and then for 30 days I eat a salad. I was not really doing it right. And then to lose my stomach, what kind of how is that measurable? Did I even measure the circumference of my stomach? No. So how did I really know that I was actually losing my stomach or actually gaining more weight in my stomach? Since I never tracked it, I always looked at myself like, wow, I still look the same way. Like, this is not working. And I just really just gave up, and I just accepted the fact that, hey, I'm just going to have this little tummy push, and that's just what it is. And, I even had friends affirming that, yeah, it's okay. Like, whenever you have a baby, you're going to have a little tummy fat. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to be okay with my tummy fat. Now, there's something wrong with accepting yourself for where you are and loving your body completely. But if you want to lose weight, or if you want to get healthier, that's okay as well. And it does not mean that you do not like your body. It just means that you want to be healthy for longevity, because you want to be around to be able to see, if you have children, you want to be around to see your grandchildren if they have children. And you just want to be around to explore the world in a way that you're not dealing with any diseases, and that you can actually enjoy life, enjoyable way of just feeling good every single day. And so that's really what I wanted to do. And so in 2017, I actually decided that I was going to get healthier. And so I started exercising every single day. I know that's overkill, but I just was telling myself all these excuses about why I could not lose the weight or why I could not get healthier. So my tracking, my system in place, I had to weigh myself. So I needed a scale. I needed to know what my circumference, all of my measurements were. So I needed to write that down. I needed to figure out what I wanted to eat, what type of workout I was going to do. And so it's just so many things that went into play for that one goal. And so whenever you have a goal, you got to think about the specifics. It has to be specific. You can't say, I want to lose weight, but how much weight you want to lose? Where are you at now? What are your numbers now? Just like in a business. If you want to make money in a business, where are you at right now? How much money are you currently making? How can you measure that if you do not know where you are? So you got to get the specifics about where you want to go with that goal, and then think about where you are. So if I say I want to lose weight, I need to change it to I want to lose 10 pounds. If that's what I wanted to lose, 10 pounds is measurable. Because now I'm knowing that, okay, I'm 10 pounds heavier. When I get on the scale, I weigh 10 more pounds than I want to weigh. And so I know that I can track it by getting on the scale, and that's how I can figure out my numbers. Cool, so that's the way I'm going to make it measurable, by being able to track it. And then my measurements. Am I going to use a measuring tape? I'm going to use it's a way that you can measure your body fat by using these different tools. So if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to have to also track my body fat with those tools. And so I will say I'm going to be using those tools to measure how I would keep up with my progress. And then, is it something that's achievable? Yes, that's something that I believe that I can achieve. So yeah, I'll say, yes, I can lose 10 pounds. Is it realistic? What it means by realistic is with your training, with your level of expertise, do you feel like that is realistic? Now, if I needed to lose like 100 pounds, then maybe I would probably want to get with someone who's like very has a background of helping people lose weight that's a lot higher than what I can think of within myself. Because me being over 100 pounds heavier than I want to be, I feel like I need to really invest in somebody who has the skills to show me how to do it. So realistically, I can do it, but maybe I need to get with someone that has the skills to help me get there. And then time bound. I can't say, oh yeah, I want to lose 100 pounds in a month, because unless you're going to be doing like some crazy diet or cutting off some limbs or going to get some type of surgery, it's not healthy to lose 100 pounds in a month. So I have to be realistic with the time bound on how long is it going to take me to get there. So if I say 100 pounds, and realistically losing 100 pounds, a pound a week is the healthiest way to lose weight. And so I'm thinking about 2 years on average, but it can be a lot quicker than that. I'm just saying on average you lose about 1 pound a week. But everyone's body is different, and just depending on how much weight you have to lose and what exercises you're doing, how active you are, how inactive you are, If you're more active, then losing weight quickly is not going to be as easy as someone who is not as active, because when you're not as active, your body is going to really go through this shock of, wow, this person is really moving around, and you're going to start seeing a lot of pounds drop off quickly. But for me, it was hard for me to lose that last bit of weight because I was so active. And so I had to be really strict with my diet. I had to be really strict with my exercising and have a system and a regimen in place for me to actually lose it. So get very specific about your goal. If your goal is, I want to make $5,000 a month. Okay, knowing that you want to make $5,000 a month if you have a business, what are your products and services? If your products are $10, how many $10 products do you have to sell to get to that $5,000 a month? And then what are you going to do to get to that $5,000 a month? Because that's also important. Whatever goal you have to figure out, what are my action steps that I need to put in place to get that goal accomplished? And if $5,000 a month, is that achievable? Is that measurable? Is that realistic? And that's the time bound. Because if right now you're currently bringing in $100 a month from your business, but you want to jump to $5,000 a month, what do you need to do to change to make that big shift of making $5,000 a month versus making $100 a month now? What has to happen? Because there's some systems, or there's some marketing or some networking, whatever you haven't been doing now, it's the reason why you're not at the $5,000 a month. So you got to ask yourself, within that goal, what can I do to actually get to that $5,000 a month? Because right now I'm making $100 a month. So once you figure all that out, get all the specifics around that, then you're going to track it. Knowing that you want to make $5,000 a month, probably need to track your sales daily. But this is just something I would do. You have to figure out how will you track it. By looking at your numbers, whatever you have in place, maybe on your website, whatever books that you use, whatever you have in place, that's going to be how you're going to measure it. Is it achievable? You got to ask yourself that. Can you achieve that $5,000 a month within your goal? Within your business, based on where you are now? Is it realistic? Be honest with yourself. Based on your skills and your background and your longevity of your company, is it realistic for you to be able to make $5,000? Is your team able to do that? And if your team is able to do that, great. Then that's the goal. If you need to hire someone to help you to get there, then you can make it realistic. Remember, you have to make it realistic. Either you ask yourself, do you already have the skills? Do your team have the skills? Or do you need to hire somebody that has the skills to help you get there? Time bound. You said a month. You got to give it a timeline, because the thing about it, a lot of times we do not give ourselves a timeline, and mainly because we're afraid of putting a timeline on something, because we know that some point in here, right here, is that we don't know if it's achievable or if it's something that we realistically can do for ourselves. So when you put a time limit on it, you're forcing yourself to get all of this done. You're forcing yourself to put the pedal to the metal and get it done. Now, knowing all that, this is how you set goals. Very specific. Have a system that can measure that goal. Ask yourself, is it achievable or realistic? And then set a timeline on it. Saying that you want to do it next month, that's fine. But if you got to push it back to kind of bring yourself, get you some sales up, and establish yourself in the market, that is fine. It's not about a race. It's really just gradually building yourself up, building your business up every single day, because you're going to eventually get to your 5K months. You're going to eventually get to your 10K months. But starting small is also okay, and celebrating every single win is even better. So, in order for all of this to happen, you set your goals, you set them using the SMART system, but they cannot be achieved if you do not take action. So you must take action, okay? You got to take action, because anything that you want to achieve requires you to do something. So for example, when I was a personal trainer, and if I was doing the workouts for the client, how are they going to benefit from losing the weight? If I'm doing the workout, they're not doing the workout. They're just sitting and watching me do the workout. How are they going to benefit from it? You know, writing a goal down is not how you're going to actually achieve it. You write it down. You write down all the action steps, everything you need to do, all the systems you need to put in place, and then you have to move. You have to take action. You have to say, I'm going to do this in spite of anything. I'm going to devote time to it every single day, and whatever days you're going to devote time to it, you got to devote time to it. You cannot allow your business or your goals to be part-time. Your goals have to be full-time, because that's the only way you can achieve them in that timeline that you gave yourself. Now, if you're giving yourself a lot of cushion, you're setting yourself up also, because a lot of times we give ourselves like extra cushion because we still are afraid right here. You got to be honest with yourself. If you want to lose 30 pounds and it takes you 4 months, then do it. But if you're trying to put it at 6 months because you just want to give yourself, you know, some extra cushion, then you're really setting yourself up for just giving up on yourself. So be honest with yourself about the timeline. Give yourself a little bit of cushion, but not too much where you'll end up giving up because somehow you just dropped off and you just gave up because of that. You're like, you know, this is just a little bit too hard for me, and you're not really consistent with it. That's when you start to drop off. Then take your action and then plan for the unexpected. So a good example would be like, maybe you're working somewhere right now, you're working for a company, and say they say, hey, tomorrow I need you to come in early. Now, knowing that you have to work out early in the morning, you're like, dang, I'm not going to be able to do my workout. Or, you know, whatever you have to do, you have to have something in place to plan for the unexpected. So whenever I was working out, I will always have like a go-to workout that I can do when I just had just a little bit of time. So you always have to have some systems in place that you can say, all right, if this comes up, I already have some backup plans. So have some backup plans. Think of some scenarios that can stop you from actually achieving those goals, some roadblocks that might come in your way, so that you can have that and you can plan for that. And so when that happens, then you're already prepared for it. You know, they say it's better to be prepared than not to be prepared. So whenever you're prepared, you're already ready to take on whatever is coming against you and whatever is trying to push you down and whatever is stopping you from achieving that goal that you want to achieve for your goals or for 2021 for right now. So always have something in place to just plan for if and when, or if not. Because think about it, COVID hit. No one knew that COVID was going to hit. No one knew that a lot of businesses were going to be affected, that a lot of businesses was going to have to lay off people. So in January, especially in America, a lot of people were just working. You're like, I have an amazing job, you know. And then all of a sudden, your job is like, well, we're going to have to let you go because we're cutting heads. And you did not plan for that. So even having some money set up to plan for the unexpected, like they always say, save for a rainy day. That's very important. Save for a rainy day. And as much as you can, it's really good. Because with situations like that you are not in control of, like COVID, that will really help you whenever you're trying to achieve a goal. Whether it's a goal in your business, a goal in your career, some type of health goal, or whatever goal you want to achieve, always setting up things in place so if the unexpected happen, that you'll be good. So all right, so now you know how to set a goal. I want you to write down your goals using the SMART method. Okay, be honest with yourself when you're using this. Be very specific, because if you're not specific, your mind will not know where to go. So you got to be very specific. Do not be vague. Be very specific about your goal. If your goal is, I want to make more money, you know, write down how much money you want to make. And then with the specifics, you need to also write in, what do you need to do to get to that specific? Okay? Whether it's if you have to sign up for a trainer, if you're like thinking about getting healthier, if you need a business coach, what you need a life coach, you need a mindset coach, whatever you feel like you need to get that specific, then you need to actually invest in it. And it's an investment, you guys. It's not about just spending money. It's when it's talking about yourself, it's your goals. That's an investment, and that's the best investment that you can do, is to put money into your goals, and it's gonna equal a bigger return. I promise you. When you invest in yourself, you're going to be able to flourish, okay? When I invested in coaches, and then the first time I invested in a coach, I was like, oh my God, this is a lot of money. But I had to look at it in a different way. She was like, you know, the investment is this amount. And I was like, oh, this is an investment. You know, it's an investment because you're learning. Someone's teaching you something. Someone's showing you something, and they're giving you the tools to make you better. And you are worth so much. You're so valuable. And so, of course, these tools that you're learning, these things that the people are teaching you and guiding you and helping you, are going to benefit your life, and all that is going to multiply. And right now you might not be benefiting from it, but in the future, your future is going to be so much brighter just by you investing in yourself. So, all right, so that was video 3. Remember to write down your goals. You know what your purpose is. You know, you discover your identity. Now write down your goals. Where do you want to go? What is the goals that you have for the rest of this year? What are the goals that you have for next year? Because I mean, 2021 is, you know, after this week is 2021. And so what are the goals that you have for yourself? What do you want to see in your life? What do you want to see show up? What areas in your life do you want to improve? So that is very important, because if you do not know where you're going, then life is going to pull you in all directions. But if you have a goal, you have a map to your future, and you're going to always see something brighter at the end of the tunnel, because you know where you're going. But for those who do not, they're going to be lost. But not you. You're watching this video because you were brought to this video to see me telling you how to set your goals. And you were brought this video because you know you have something inside of you, and that you've been searching for this, and now you're here. And it's time for you to start creating something for yourself. It's time for you to start achieving those goals that you have set for yourself. You will no longer not complete anything. You're going to be a completer. You're going to finish everything that you start, and you're going to get through this time, and you're going to come out on top, okay? All right, I love you guys. Make sure that if you liking this content, that you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you share this with somebody who may need this information, because I feel like everyone needs to know that they are loved, that they can achieve their goals, and that they just have to have the right system and the right people around them that's going to help them and get them there. So you got it within you. You have greatness within you, and you're going to do amazing things. Believe that. All right, so subscribe, share this, and also comment below, where are you from? What are your goals if you want to share that with me? What do you plan to do for 2021? Because it's going to be amazing, I promise. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. Bye.